wrap this up. I'll do another one in a little while. I want to call my friend Wade and let him know that he doesn't have to come pick me up. I can make it back. And that way I can just take my time because I'm having fun here. So I'm going to wrap this episode up of Alive Again 420. This is Greenweaver. I'm going to finish these beignets. I'm going to finish drinking this. As a matter of fact, let me do that right now. Because this isn't very sweet. It's the perfect amount of sweet. But when I'm having this super sweet stuff and nothing else to counteract, it's like... But I finished. Awesome. That's so fucking cool. Now, this is going to get added to my collectibles. I collect every package of every edible or drinkable that I've ever consumed, and I have them all. And it's going to be just part of my weird museum someday. And it's like, excuse me. And it's just like, what kind of quirks will you find in Green's magical yellow psychedelic mellow yellow bongatorium house of funkadelic delight? I don't even know what the hell I'm even talking about. But I'm gonna dip in more sugar. Okay. I'm definitely going to wrap this up right now, and then I'm going to come back in just like 1 minute, to to continue enjoying that, to hit on this a couple more times. To hit on it right there. I'll hit on it again right before I wrap this episode up. But what I want to do now is I have to end the episode so I can use this phone, this device as a phone. And I want to call my friend Wade and let him know, that I want to stay here another half hour or so, and that he doesn't have to worry about picking me up. That I'm gonna take my scooter back, and it's like I need the exercise, and it's not that far for me anyway, and I'm going to enjoy it and I'm going to call him and tell him that. And now that I've said that, and I've explained the reason why I'm ending this episode so abruptly, then that'll give me a good reason to be able to end this episode and then make that phone call and then continue with more coming up in just a little while. And I guess that's really all about it. That's about all I got to say. This is Greenweaver signing off. Hey, don't forget, Decade of Destruction is my story. It's located in the ugly dimension of AliveAgain420.com. How do you get to the ugly dimension, you ask? Well, let me tell you, I say. You go to AliveAgain420.com, and when you're on the homepage, you could enter the door to nowhere and see what that's all about. But what you really need to do is enter the door to the pot cave. It's not really a door. It's just walk right in. Click on the entrance to the pot cave, and you'll just walk right in. You'll enter the pot cave, and once you're inside, you'll find 3 doorways. A doorway to an ugly dimension is really the one I want you to click on, but I'm going to tell you about the other 2 first, just because they are presented in the order of the good dimension doorway, the bad dimension doorway, and the ugly dimension doorway. The good, the bad, and the ugly of AliveAgain420.com, and you get to these 3 dimensions, which will turn into more dimensions in the very near future as Alive Again 420 expands and grows and turns into something super magical. I tell you, man, it's going to be super groovy. I can't wait to be able to have the energy and the positive spirit that will allow me to turn my world into a magical world and to create magic here on my YouTube channel. But I'm so broken. That it's like hard for me to even just get through my normal day doing normal things. But that's why the THC man and the marijuana you know, a magical medicine. It's the only thing that has saved me. If I had not discovered marijuana and bought my first bong and started smoking it September of 2018, which is literally only 26 months ago, because here we are, it's November 5th. Well, it's a Thursday. I believe it's November 4th or November 5th. I don't even have an exact clue. I think it's the 4th. But this is Greenweaver, and I'm going to burp for in about 5 seconds, so if that disgusts you, then turn away. Okay, that was a pretty mellow burp, though. Let's have one more hit together. Are you ready? I'm vaping, man. It's like I don't vape very often, but I'm just trying something different, and this is something that I'm able to consume without creating, you know, like a too much of a smell in the office where I might be hanging out tonight. So that is what I want to do. So I want to hang up. I want to call my friend, let him know that I'm going to be here, hanging out over here next to Mankind Cooperative. I don't know if you can see the sign. I can't see the phone because it's like way the hell over there, but I hope it got some of it. I can see the phone now. I can't see the phone now. I can see the phone now. I can't see the phone now. That's a game I like to play. You know, I did it in my friend Wade's vehicle about 2 weeks ago, and that's one of the first videos I uploaded to my channel, where I'm just sitting there, and I'm high on edibles, and of course I'm not driving. I would never drive under the influence, and of course you better never think about it for 1 second either. That's like, you know, it's like, follow the rules. Show the world that people that consume cannabis are super cool in every regard, in every respect, in every manner. You know, we're not idiots that drink and drive. We don't drink at all, hopefully. I don't drink alcohol. I've never been drunk once in my life. I haven't consumed enough alcohol. Every drink I've had in my entire life added up. Every sip of every champagne toast, I just have one sip, you know, and then it's like, and then, you know, tip the glass and then maybe have another half sip, and then I put the drink down, and it's like, that's all I have. And then I'm drinking water again. You know, it's like, and I've lived such a healthy life my entire life. You know, with sugar being kind of my vice, you know, especially as a kid in my high school and college years. You know, I loved the Mountain Dew and the Dr. Pepper and the Pepsi Cola and the Coca-Cola and the RC Cola and the Sprite and the 7-Up and the Bubble Up and the Mellow Yellow and the Mountain Dew and more Mountain Dew and then more Dr. Pepper and then Mr. Pibb and then Dr. Extra and then Helter Skelter coming down fast. I'm miles above you. Do you, don't you want me to love you? That's the question I'm asking you, my friend, here on Alive Again 420. This Greenweaver has another puff of this little magical vape, and I'll let you know the brand and the flavor and the strain name and all those details up in a little while. But let's leave this beautiful lady. So many beautiful women in this world, and Greenweaver is just wishing and dreaming that he had any chance in a billion years. Well, maybe someday if I can get back in shape and get my beard trimmed and maybe even completely removed, get my teeth fixed. Yeah, they're kind of... Smile. I don't know. They could be worse. So I look at it that way, but they could be so much better. And they would be so much better if my life hadn't been so destroyed. And my heart would be so much stronger. And I'd be so much more energetic and so much more impactful in this world. The amazing positive energy that I would be sharing on a regular basis would be 1,000 times more than any energy I'm able to even think or consider or put out right now. You know, and I know that to be true because that used to be the person that I used to be. Because I lived the perfect life. I lived a life better than probably 90% of this, you know, $1 million celebrities, and I'm not joking when I say that. I am absolutely positive of that. I mean, my life was truly that good. I would even tell my friends, I wouldn't even trade my life with Paul McCartney. It's like, to me, that's got to be one of the most amazing lives in the history of the world. The life of Paul McCartney. And it's like the one celebrity I never got a chance to meet, and the only one I ever really wanted to meet. And my friend Mr. Ed, he tried to invite me, and I could have gone, except my life had been so destroyed by the manufactured home park. This was like about a year and a half after my brother was evicted. So I didn't have the money to go to Texas, But if I had the money to go to Texas, I would have met Paul. Because Mr. Ed got to meet Paul McCartney. And had pictures and had a wonderful time and did an interview. And Mr. Ed knew that as much as he loved Paul, as much as he loved the Beatles, I was 1,000 times more of a fan of Paul McCartney and the Beatles than him, because I always argue with a lot of my huge friends who are huge Beatles fans, that say that Paul McCartney, that his music hasn't been good since the last time it was good was even before London Town. And I said, to me, that just makes me so angry, because to me, London Town, first of all, is a beautiful album in so many ways. And then Back to the Egg is the greatest album of all time, almost. I in a way, as much as I love Band on the Run, as much as I love Venus and Mars, as much as I love Tug of War, to me, those are all three the most perfect albums ever written / recorded / released. I can't say that about even Speed of Sound. And Speed of Sound has amazing songs on it. Let 'Em In, one of my favorite of all time. Silly Love Songs, one of my favorite of all time. One of the world's favorite of all time. And then Mull of Kintyre, one of the world's favorite of all time. Except in America, for some reason, that song didn't really catch on, and I never understood that. Because I was always playing it on KRAT when I used to live in Sacramento, when I used to be in high school, when I discovered music at the very old age of 16 and a half. I had never heard top 40 music in my life, with the exception of 2 or 3 songs, which I didn't even realize were songs. I heard them, and they didn't have an impact on me. One of them was at a cakewalk when I was about 12 years old. 12 years old, and the Carpenters, Sing a Song, was the song that was played on this record player, and it seemed like a beautiful thing, kind of, but it just seemed like it was a message that wasn't musical, that it was a message that was just telling me as a kid to do these things, to sing a song, sing it simple, sing it all night long, or whatever, however the words go. It's weird, I forgot how the words go, because I'm kind of high. I'm high AF, and I still have to call my friend. But it's like I'm just remembering, man, such good memories, man. I've had such an amazing life, and then the last 10 years, my life has been destroyed, and the last 15 years have all been ruined as well. But I'm trying to heal. I'm trying to find a way back, and see, I was starting to feel really amazing, but just talking about the badness of my life over the last 10 seconds alone, my high crumbled from like about an A- down to about a C-. So I'm gonna have to like relax and then try to get myself back in a good frame of mind and just be positive, and enjoy these, and let my friend know that I'm going to hang out here for another half hour and allow myself to relax, and then I'm not going to talk for a little while, because then I'll be able to smoke this a little more, to vape this a little more, to enjoy that a little more, and to actually maybe get high and actually feel really good. And if I can just break through and just get a really good feeling, and I think that drink is going to start kicking in the next half hour. So I just got to get myself in a really good frame of mind, and then that'll hopefully make me be able to work, like crazy tonight in a really effective, good way, and just try to figure out how to get my video uploaded, my next 2 or 3 videos uploaded, and then have Wade, finalize writing that paper for me, which I've already done, and that's the good news there. But you know, I got to wrap this episode up so I can call my friend and let him know what's going on. I'm going to have one more hit to say bye-bye. And thanks for hanging out with me here on the Live Again 420. It's me, Greenweaver, normally kind of an edibles fan, big time. And I do love my bong, except I haven't had the ability to smoke my bong for almost a month now. And, you know, and I took about an 8-day break from edibles until about 2.5 days ago. And 2.5 days ago, I got back on the cannabis, and I'm just going full force with you know, drinkables, edibles, vaping, and I don't have access to the bud, but I'm just trying to make that all a part of my world, and trying to fix my life so that I can maybe just finally get my life back. That's what I deserve. That's what I want. That's what I got to figure out how to make happen. And the simple fact that just all the horrible things that have happened to me and shouldn't have happened to me should be enough. That should be all I need. You know, and that's why I'm shocked that none of the people, you know, that I've talked to about these things have understood that the things that have happened to me, you know, that they sound bad, you know, but they don't sound serious enough to be a crime. But when you add them all up, and the fact that they're neglected over and over and over, you know, and then you add the fact that, you know, a warranty wasn't honored because it wasn't, I don't think it was ever intended to be honored, and that a house was sold to us under bad faith, whether it was intentional or not. Either the company that did the work is so bad, and they tricked the management of you know, the manufactured home park. They tricked them and took them for a lot of money to do a job of setting a manufactured home up, but they didn't do it properly. They were missing 4 jacks. The whole row of jacks was missing. Half the jacks underneath the house were twice as old as the other half, and so bad and so old that they were rusted to the point of not even being effective for at least a couple years. That's according to Tom, you know, the owner of the company that was finally able to fix my house somewhat. You know, he warned me. He said, "I don't think I'm going to be able to get it to what you're hoping for. I'm going to be able to get it up from an F to like about a C, you know. But you know, if you want it to be an A, the way it should have been when you bought it, and the way it should have remained, you know, had it been built properly, you know, then it's going to cost double." And you know, and I paid it was close to almost $2,000 is what I ended up paying this gentleman, and it was a hell of a deal because the work they did. We're talking, man, a lot of planes going by. Well, that's adding to the drama of Alive Again 420 and the realism. And I'm near an Air Force base, and it's like the creepy sound, man. Creepy sound of helicopters and planes. It's like a war. It's like a warlike sound, and it's like I've been in war-torn countries before, and I've heard planes and helicopters and jets fly by during wartime. And you know, I guess in a weird way, I do have what they post-traumatic flashbacks to just bad feelings of being in countries during wartime, and not in the really bad time of wartime. I'm talking about like in the wartime of the 1 or 2 years following, you know, like kind of the war having just ended. You know, but it's still kind of going on just a little bit. You know, it's very, very rare, but there still might be like a roadside, you know, a suicide bombing here or there, you know, but the war is kind of done, you know, and those are the war type situations I've lived in. Thank God I've never lived in an actual, you know, like artillery, like, you know, during, you know, a country where there's all artillery being fired. Even though I lived in Jordan for a while, right next to Israel, you know, when they were dealing with a lot of issues and a lot of problems, and you know, it's like I swear we need to work together, people of the world, people of the planet, people of all countries, from Germany to France, from Japan to Australia, you know, from Dubai to even Sri Lanka. It's just everywhere. It's like the whole world should unite and work to make it a better planet work to make it a cleaner planet, work to make it a safer planet, work to make it a non-competitive planet. I'm sorry, my friends, I just couldn't help myself. Oh my God. Oh, hang on. Oh. Oh goodness.